So, if you've been following me for a while, it's no surprise that I'm a big fan of learning a language by yourself. It's just so convenient, you can learn it the way you want, you can learn it anytime you want, you can follow your own pace, you don't have to follow a teacher. So it's really nice and it's something that I love to do. However, one downside of learning a language by yourself is the lack of feedback. How are you supposed to know that you're pronouncing things correctly or you're saying things with the right grammar when you don't have anyone else to tell you what you're doing wrong? So there are ways that you can actually give feedback to yourself, and in this video I want to talk about that. So in order for you to be able to give yourself feedback, you need to have two ingredients. One is self-awareness and two is good observation skills. So let's talk about self-awareness. So self-awareness allows you to be able to notice by yourself when you're doing something wrong. And in order to be self-aware, the one thing that you really need to do is to pay attention. So a lot of people, myself included, sometimes fall into the trap when, once you start to speak a language and then you're pretty comfortable with it, you don't really care whether or not you're doing it right or wrong as long as you're understood. A lot of people get complacent. Hey, people understand what I say anyway, so I think I'm doing pretty good, So once you're at this stage, it's easy to fall into the trap of not being aware anymore and ignoring your mistakes. But by being aware and by paying attention on how you say things and how native speakers say things, that can narrow the gap between what you're doing wrong and how it's supposed to be done. Okay, you're probably thinking right now, hey, I'm learning alone right now. How am I supposed to get access to a native speaker? So native speakers can be found anywhere, in videos, in audio, in movies, series, whatever. So if you really pay attention to how you're saying things with your grammar and pronunciation, and then you pay attention to how native speakers say things and pronounce things, being able to notice that will really narrow the gap. But before developing self-awareness, you first have to know what you're trying to improve, what you're trying to be aware of. Is it your pronunciation? Is it your grammar? Is it your accent? Because trying to be aware of everything at once is just going to dilute your focus. So if right now you want to improve your pronunciation, then you want to pay attention to your pronunciation and native speakers' pronunciation. So for instance, right now I am in France, I am also learning French right now, and I want to improve my pronunciation. So whenever I speak to native speakers, whenever I hear them in either real life or in series or something, I really zero in on their pronunciation. I really focus it and then I try to mimic it. If what I'm trying to improve is grammar, then I'm also going to zero in on the grammar, on the use of grammar by native speakers in real life or in virtual world or in movies or series. Number two is good observation skills. So basically this is more or less related to the points that I spoken before. So basically good observation skills also come with being able to really pay attention to how you say things and how native speakers say things. So this is a little deeper than just self-awareness. So basically having good observation skills means that you have a good eye for details. So you're noticing small important details that other people may have easily overlooked. For instance, let's say the French really pronounce things, I cannot really replicate it right now, but they use a lot of nasal sounds, They make sounds that a lot of foreigners just can't replicate. Like for instance, et puis. Whereas a lot of foreigners who do not speak French would normally say et puis. So I noticed with my observation skills that the French really use a lot of nasal sounds that happen in the front of the mouth, whereas normally a lot of foreigners would just say et puis. So those are just small real-life examples on what it takes to have an observation skill. However, these two ingredients, self-awareness and good observation skills, can be developed. Of course, it takes a lot of getting used to, it takes a lot of practice, but having these two things will really make it easier for you to give yourself feedback. But you're probably thinking, I don't really have those skills now, but I just need to be able to get feedback immediately when I, practice my English. How do you do that? Sometimes the answer is that you have to look for external help. That is why I want to tell you about this web-based product, Speech Analyzer. Speech Analyzer is a recently launched product from the world's leading English speech improvement app, ELSA Speak. So you can use this web-based product to record yourself speaking English, and then you will get immediate feedback in terms of your pronunciation, grammar, intonation, etc. So if you have watched my videos before, you probably know that I have given a lot of feedback about recording yourself on camera or to vlog to practice your speaking skills. This app takes that one step further. So recording yourself with this app will give you an amazingly precise transcript of what you said and will give you feedback right away. And from there, it can give you scores on pronunciation, intonation, fluency, grammar, vocabulary, and they will even give you a predictive score of your major EFL test like TOEFL, TOEIC, IELTS, etc. This is an amazing tool for students as well as professionals who really need to get this fast, immediate feedback when improving your English. Alright, so once you've made an account, what you're gonna have to do is to register your voice so the app recognizes your voice. So we're gonna click this and then start recording here. There is no end to education. It is not that you read a book, pass an examination, and finish with education. Then you're going to be asked to answer this following question, and I have to speak at least 15 seconds. Learning English is important to me because one of my dreams is to live abroad and get an education abroad, and all of my dreams require me to be able to speak English fluently, and that is why I'm trying to learn English. Okay, there's 15 seconds. Click. So as you can see, the app automatically made the transcript of the things that I just said, and it's actually doing pretty good. It has almost 100% accuracy. There you go. And let's check out my results. I have 89%. I'm almost native. Right. So I'm pretty happy with that. So yeah, that's all you need to do to get started, to register, and it's pretty intuitive, quite easy. So as you can see in the dashboard here, you have your overall speaking score, and then it kind of gives you the level. For me, the level is native, which I'm super happy about. And you can also compare your score with other international tests. This is not like an exact score that you're gonna get, but this is just kind of like a predictor based on the test that you just did. It also gives you a breakdown of your score, your intonation, fluency, pronunciation as well. So that's really cool. And if you're not doing very well, and if you didn't do the pronunciation part very well, they can actually give you tutorials in each of the pronunciation that you didn't do very well. Here you can also see your pronunciation highlights. So here, in case you do kind of made some mistakes in your pronunciation, they can actually give you video tutorials, short video tutorials, and how you can improve it. So for instance, I probably did not really pronounce my A and I very well, or my diphthongs very well, so they would give me some tutorials for me to improve it next time. You also have a couple of guided practice to do, and you'll be asked a list of commonly asked questions in interviews. So if you're interested in trying out this product, you can actually go into my description box or in the comments below to download it and get a free trial. So for those of you guys who just really need to get immediate feedback and really need to improve your English urgently, I suggest that you check this out because it can really help you a lot and really speed up your improvement in your English, and you will get pleasantly surprised. So that is it guys for this video. I hope that this video has helped you and that you've learned new things like always. If you like it, of course give it a thumbs up for the algorithm and don't forget to subscribe. So I will see you next week in another video. Until then, take care and goodbye.